Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's no one other than me, your girl JoJo Siwa. Just kidding, no, that's... moving on. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for pressing on this. If you got the notification, thank you for having your little bell thing on. So today, as you can see, I have the bonnet on because, you know, it's almost bedtime and it's gonna be another face mask today and some talking between us because a couple things I want to talk about in this video that I feel need to be talked about in this kind of climate and day and age. So keep on watching for more in-depth kind of conversation. But so yeah, don't really know how else to introduce this video other than telling you guys or asking you guys to go ahead and press that subscribe button down below and press the bell notification button so that you get notified whenever I post a video. And that's the sound of my dog trying to crawl through my door. So yeah, go ahead and press pause and go grab your little face mask because we're gonna be putting our face masks on together and doing this as a little friend group, as some friends. So go ahead and pause and then unpause it once you grab your face mask and we can begin the video. So today's face mask can be like another one of these Freeman Beauty ones. Just something casual, something chill to kind of tone and purify the face. It is June, which means it is Pride Month, and it's a very big time for somebody in my kind of position in life. By that I mean, like, you know, my sexuality. For those of you that don't know, Pride Month is every year in June, the entire 1st through 30th, or however many days June has, 30, 31, can't think of it. We celebrate the lives and the history of the LGBTQ plus community, and it's kind of a time of rejoicing and just being happy in who we are and all the struggles we've been through and all of that. That's actually one of the topics I wanted to first discuss in this video. So I've been hearing a lot of things, and it happens like every year. Situations kind of get worse and they kind of get bigger than need to be, and they kind of arise out of a place of just ignorance. So I was reading, you know, just on social media, just kind of browsing through my Twitter, my Facebook, Instagram, and I'm seeing people complain about there being a Pride Month for, you know, the LGBTQ plus community, but not one for heterosexuals. What amazes me in that question is, like, what, and by all means do I not 100% mean to be disrespectful, but also just don't care. What do straight people have to be proud of? You know, like, what pride do you, what do you have, or what in your life do you have to be proud of for the sense of being straight? Like, being straight, you don't run the risk of getting killed just for holding someone's hand. You didn't have to fight for the right to get married. You were just born with it. Being straight, you were never picked on for liking somebody of the opposite gender. If anything, you were actually encouraged to be straight. You were actually, like, boosted, and it even translates today in social media where a lot of parents and, like, people will post pictures of, like, a little boy and a little girl and, like, ooh, future husband, future wife, oh my god, that's so adorable. But God forbid there's two men or two women showing love, and suddenly, you know, the kids are too young to see that and don't need to be put with that life, and gay people are pushing this kind of agenda, which is the biggest bullshit you will ever hear in your life. There is no gay agenda. If anything, there's like a straight agenda, because if anything, straight people are forcing their sexuality down your throat. Gay people aren't. We're just kind of living and doing our thing and trying to get by in life without, you know, we're trying to walk to Target or drive to Target or whatever without running the fear of getting shot walking through the door or stepping out of our car, or hell, even in our car. So that really just circulates to my original question of, what do straight people have to be prideful of? You can be grateful for the privilege you were given for being straight, but to say that you're proud of it doesn't really make sense, and it actually comes off more like antagonistic than it does supportive or like self-loving in a way. And so to keep this kind of like all topic together, that also leads into different questions, talking like to different subjects, not questions. Being a part of the LGBT community is like, it's an amazing thing. I love it. You know, I love being who I am. I love being able to express myself as I feel. And even if I wasn't a part of the community, I feel like it would still be within my nature to want to help and support it. Not only just because I like to think of myself as a decent human being. I mean, yeah, I'm not perfect, you know. I'm sure if you dig back further in my life, you'll see that I've said or done really shitty things, but growing up, you know, I've apologized and I've learned from my mistake, and that's definitely something I believe. Like, I feel like children are a product of their environment, meaning like their living situation, their education system, and like society as a whole, and like the media. Children are a product of that, and I feel like me being a 22-year-old man, I'm a product of my own self-indulgence, meaning like I'm 22 years old. If there's something I don't know about, or if there's something I need to be educated on, I can easily just pick up my phone and tap a few buttons and boom, I have the whole internet and the Library of Alexandria essentially in my pocket at all times of information. And so to be ignorant on a situation as an adult doesn't really make sense to me, nor does it apply to any kind of fairness, nor can you ever be excused for being just so evil and maliciously ignorant to something. So with that, it's because you have all these people that are trying to push for gay people to be like eradicated, or telling gay people, you know, it's not right to be gay. You're telling kids that they should feel bad for feeling the way they feel about somebody when they themselves have no idea. Why? Like, why? Why do people feel good making people feel bad about themselves? It just doesn't make sense to me, and that's something I really wish we could stop, and it's definitely something I've always advocated for. Because at the end of the day, who you sleep with or who you mess with, as long as they're not my significant other or have any kind of involvement with me, it has nothing to do with me. So I don't understand why people feel it's their place and their mind or their right to critique others for living the way they live. Which, me saying that is kind of like backhanded, because it can be flown back around into myself saying, you know, if they want to judge, who am I to say they shouldn't? But I mean, fuck it, like, it's what I said and it's the truth. And with the kids, you know, you have children who feel these things about people of the same gender, people of the same sex, and they come to these adults because as a child, you see an adult, you see them as a sort of system, or you see them as like an entity of like knowledge and love and support. And when you come to them about, and you go to them about loving somebody or someone that you have feelings for, or X, Y, and Z, and then they immediately make you feel bad about it, that makes you start to hate yourself. And with hating yourself, especially to children nowadays, that increases suicide rates, that brings up, you know, self-harm and self-depreciation. And it's just like, why can't children just love who they love, or why can't adults just love who they love without the fear of like rejection, or the fear of like being murdered? It's crazy. You know, you hear all these stories about kids killing themselves because the parents didn't love them, or the parents said X, Y, and Z when the kid said they liked boys. The little boy said he likes boys, or the little girl, she said she likes girls. Why are, you know, 8-year-olds even knowing what suicide is? So with this being Pride Month, I really think it is the responsibility of like adults and just people in general, and even people outside of the LGBT community, like straight people, pretty much is what I'm talking about. You know, this is a straight man's world, a straight white rich man's world. Why not use the power that you have to spread good and to spread love among people, instead of just being so hateful? You know, when I was younger, you know, I was teased for being a very effeminate boy and all this stuff. And if I didn't have the parents that I have, you know, I don't know where I would have ended up. Maybe I would be one of those kids that you read about in the news articles that killed themselves. Maybe I would have ended up running away from home and being killed in the streets because it's hard in the real world. Or maybe I would have been a crackhead, a prostitute, into drugs, I don't know, living a lie, you know, thinking I have to be straight in order to make my parents happy. But I thankfully didn't like grow up or live in that situation. However, there are people in those situations, and it's kind of like they're essentially wasting their life away trying to make other people happy, when instead what I would love for them to do is just live to be who they want to be. And I feel like with this being Pride Month, we can put a bigger emphasis on these things and kind of spread these words and use our platforms and use our voices to really advocate for these people and to really help them. And I just feel like, to me, you cannot promote or boost love and then at the same time spew hate upon somebody else. It just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, I just feel like with this being Pride Month, we should really use the best of any situation that we have and see what we can do to help somebody else's life. You know, if you know a kid that, because I guarantee you there are children in everyone's life where you're like, oh, they're gonna grow up to be gay. Yes, you shouldn't put a sexuality on a child, but human minds work that way, and we think children are X, Y, and Z all the time. So I'm saying, if you know a kid or you know anybody in your life that you feel is closeted or on a certain path to a certain way of life, please just help them. Please just help them. Please embrace them. Tell them that it's going to be okay, that you're there for them. Let them express themselves. Let them learn. Maybe they're not, you know, that little boy, or you know, that little boy could be super effeminate. Maybe he's not gay. Maybe he's just effeminate. Maybe this girl who's like a really, really big tomboy, maybe she's not going to be a lesbian. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm not going to place judgment on them and, you know, push them to the side and like scorn the rest of their lives because I'm insecure about myself. Because in the end, being homophobic or not liking someone's sexuality is pretty much telling on yourself. It's showing your insecurity, it's showing your ignorance, and it's really showing your ass, and it's completely pointless and just ugly and gross. So to wrap this whole video up, I just want to say happy Pride Month, everybody. You know, everyone that's going to pride parades, I hope you all have the time of your life. I hope you all are staying in groups and you stay with your friends for safety, because Lord knows anything could happen nowadays. And the last thing that I want to read, or not even the list of things that I want to read, is that, you know, somebody died or X, Y, and Z bad happened at a pride parade, or just in general, you know. Yeah, please stay safe, everybody. Have fun, have a great June, and thank you so much for watching this video.